You know the problem? You spend 10 minutes waiting on the phone to arrange an appointment with a doctor. And when you finally get it, 4 weeks later, maybe all that happens is a check of your blood pressure and the heart rate. But there is hope. All this could soon be a thing of the past. And that's not just good for news for patients. It's also very good news from the investor's perspective. Our new Werthstein Zeitgeist eHealth. The demand for mobile technologies in the health sector is increasing. Doctors want procedures to be more efficient, while state health systems complain about excessive costs. In order to satisfy both interests, the industry is developing new technologies to bring doctor and patient closer together in a virtual space, not in the doctor's office. But there are still hurdles, like the security of the data of the patients and the question of who bear the costs.
These digital health solutions include simple sensors that transmit measured data such as blood pressure, blood sugar levels, or patients' compliance to their doctors wirelessly. Another area is storage and real-time transmission of medical image data, for example from family doctors to specialists. And the solutions even extend to complete electronic networking of everyone working in the healthcare system.
The so-called fitness apps are part of the everyday life of an athlete. Apple, for example, developed since 2014 an integrated app that records, for example, sleep behavior and heart rate. Where is the trend going? Giles Keating, president of the Werthstein Institute.
Well, it is a global healthcare revolution, and interestingly, it's actually rather late to the market compared to other areas ranging from music or even automobiles, which have just gone much more rapidly.
So, dynamic growth is pre-programmed for the industry?
Well, experts like Grandview Research Inc. think that we're going to see the market grow to over 300 billion over the next 5 years. That's a really rapid growth. And the winners, well, they expect it to be really a kind of digitization of the whole industry, with the healthcare system becoming a kind of digital system for reviewing patient health, keeping records, monitoring how people are doing.
Demographic change poses a major challenge to the healthcare system. A majority of older patients with chronic conditions live in rural areas where optimal medical care is possible only at high cost, if at all. This is where digital health solutions come into play. In the long term, they'll be indispensable for affordable, nationwide care of all patients.
Valerie Pagnol, Werthstein Institute Fellow in Paris. But not only developed markets could be a driver for this trend, right?
Indeed, I think, eHealth will be a great advancement for emerging market because costs will be reduced dramatically, allowing to make remote places accessible for very good diagnosis done by doctors in a distance. And we will see really an improvement in healthcare, health prevention and education.
Who profits from this trend?
Well, I think, first and foremost, patients, hospitals, public health sectors, insurers will find tremendous benefits in all overall cost reduction, but also controlling health information, especially for patients. That's the big winners that I see. On the other hand, many may be facing more challenges. Some of them are definitely pharmaceutical companies, but also big medtech companies, because all the Googles and the Apples of this world and also the startups are moving into that sectors with new apps and devices, and of course the pressure on cost will be tremendous. I can see also that more smaller intermediaries may be disrupted when, individual patient can run their own blood test, or a GP can run quickly an X-ray for you. This is also an area of challenge.
Sounds promising, but there are still hurdles that need to be removed in the process of digitalizing health. On the one hand, the question of who is to bear the cost. And on the other hand, people worry about what happens with their personal data on the way to the doctor or once it gets there. Robert Ruttman, Werthstein Institute honorary fellow in Zurich. Can this become a brake-pad?
Well, I think with any disruptive innovation that challenges the status quo, there will be risks. But I do think the risks will not outweigh the enormous benefits. When a patient no longer has to wait for hours on end to passively receive healthcare in a hospital, but instead can proactively control his or her own healthcare in real time from his or her own home, I think quickly the risks will seem negligible.
Giles Keating in London, of course, always the question, how is the market valued?
Well, the valuations, of course, vary a bit from one company to another, but if you take overall the companies that we're focused on, then they're actually significantly below the general medical devices valuations.
At the end of January, the German-French startup Doctolib collected 50 million euro from investors. The software allows to arrange doctor's appointment online, no matter when or where you are. The example shows the high interest of investors in this trend. And there are relevant companies whose shares are available to the public. If you want to be there too, add this new Zeitgeist eHealth to your portfolio.